Now the second scenario suggests that we might be in a more complicated correction, which means that this could be the initial impulse of the correction, this could be the second one, and we might see the price pulling down towards a new low before seeing it continue up further. So as you have just seen, I predicted back in November that dropping down was a possibility for XPR. It's been 3 months since then, and the question is, are we done yet, and will there be any new highs for XPR soon? These are the things that I'll be discussing in today's video, so make sure to watch till the end. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is King, your host, and as always, today's video is for educational purposes only. For those of you who have been waiting, I finally activated the channel memberships. So if you want to become a member of the King family and enjoy a lot of different perks like live streams and educational videos, make sure to check the join button below and see the benefits that each tier offer. Now let's go and look at the chart. If you have seen my previous XPR video, you would remember that the beginning of the structure was in July of 2021, right here at this point. So far, we have got only a single complete impulse in this structure. This means that there is more upside to this structure than what we have seen so far. The two structure types that we have in the market are either a three-wave structure, which has an impulse, a correction, an impulse, or a five-wave structure which has an impulse, a correction, an impulse, a correction, and an impulse. Right now we don't know which one of these two types XPR is going to be forming, because all what we have so far is an impulse and we are still in the correction. As soon as the correction is complete, we should at least get one more impulse to the upside in order for us to meet at least the most basic structure in the market. So let's move now into analyzing the correction and seeing how soon it could end. As it stands right now, I have two reasons to make me believe that this correction here is complete. First, because this corrective structure here has already reached its max, which is 5 waves. This is wave number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I always highlight in my videos that we can never get more than 5 waves in a single structure. And these 5 waves could be simple 5 waves with impulses and just pullbacks, like this one, or complicated with impulses and corrections in the middle, like this one. But in either one of the scenarios, it can never be more than 5 waves at a time in a single structure. Now in this corrective structure, we seem to have already completed the 5 waves. As you can see, the W, X, Y, X, and Z. At first, I was not so sure about this structure because the price here have gone below the last low that the 5th wave has formed right at this point. But I decided to ignore this part here because it's just a wick and we don't have a candle close below this low. Add to this that this is not the first time we see this pattern being formed. We have seen a similar pattern in the previous correction last year between April and August. So if we break down this pullback here, you will see that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was the last low that the pattern has formed. If we put a horizontal line, we can see that the price still came back to break below this low and formed few wicks, but then it continued going up further. So I'm assuming that whatever has happened in the previous correction is likely what's happening in the current correction. And so all of these facts combined together are the first reason why I believe the correction could be complete by now. Now if we take everything out and zoom out a little bit and then draw the support zone of where the price is standing today, we can clearly see that the price have a history of bouncing from this exact same support area. During the past year, the price, as you can see here, have been rejected multiple times around this same support zone. we have a total of 5 times where the price was rejected when this support used to be a resistance during the last year. At this point, because we have already broke above the resistance zone, so the resistance zone has turned into support, and that's exactly what's holding the price right now at this point. Now if we zoom in again, we can see that the price have been bouncing from this area time after time without really breaking below it. You can also see that there's a decent buying pressure here because of the long wicks of these candles. So every time the price goes down, buyers step in and push it higher towards higher levels. And so this leaves us with the question now, what should we expect next? Now, taking in consideration the facts that I mentioned earlier about why this correction is likely complete, so the next logical step should be an impulse to the upside. Now, if you look closer, you can see that there was already one attempt to form this impulse and continue going up. However, this attempt has failed and the price was rejected when it came close to the trend line of the correction. So in order for another attempt to succeed, we need to see the next impulse coming and breaking above the trend line of the correction. And this will be the confirmation that you will need to see in order to confirm that we are in a new uptrend. All the traders who plays it safe all the time will not be taking any trades before seeing the price breaking the trend line and coming near these levels here. Now, I'm not going to put any targets for this next impulse, but what I can tell you is that the next impulse that happens should at least come and break above the previous all-time high. And this price level stands today at 5 cents 0.4. Now, it's important to mention here that in case the price does not hold its ground around this support area and breaks below it, we might see it coming and dropping down towards the next support area. And the next support area stands around the previous lows right here. Just keep in mind, guys, that I always mention these scenarios in order to make you aware of the different possibilities and make sure that you don't get wrecked in the process while trying to profit from the market. In most cases, these scenarios may have lesser chances, but it's very important to keep an open mind. For now, I will stick with the scenario where the price comes to break the trend line and goes to break the previous all-time high, because this one have a higher chance of happening. And since I already explained to you earlier that the current correction looks similar to the previous correction, I will try to draw how the new impulse, if it happens, looks like just for illustration purposes. So if the next impulse follows a pattern similar to the first impulse, something like this, so this is what we could be looking for next. So if you have enjoyed today's video, please subscribe and hit the like button. It will mean the world to me. This was King and this was it for XPR, and until next time, stay safe and see you later.